Okay, let's do some diatonic chord progressions. Now remember what these are, is this tells us all the chords in a key. So let's go back to G major. So I'm just going to make a G major scale first. Okay. Now I have a G major scale. Now in order to make the diatonic chord progression, what I have to do is, well, I can do this in two ways. One is I can just remember the pattern. The pattern is major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, major. Knowing that pattern, I don't have to plug in all the notes. I can just go through here and say the chords that fit in this key are going to be a G major, an A minor, a B minor, a C major, a D major, an E minor, an F sharp diminished, and a G major. Because I can just apply that pattern of major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, major to the scale and know all the possible chords in the key. If I don't want to do it that way, I want to do it the long-handed way, I can plug in all the notes. So let's do that really quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take every other note of the scale. So this is going to be my first note of my first chord. I'm going to skip a note, and then I'm going to go to B. So I'm going to put a B here. I'm going to go from B, I'm going to skip a note, and I'm going to get to D. So I'm going to put a D there. Now that one's done. Now I'm going to go to the next chord. So this is A. So I'm going to skip a note and go to C, put one there. Go back to C, skip a note, I get to E, and put that there. So I'm just going to keep skipping notes. C, D, skip E, F sharp. There's my F sharp. So now to C, skip a note to E, skip a note, I get to G. D, skip a note, I get to F sharp. F sharp, skip a note, and I end up G. I have to go to the next, so I was on F sharp. I skip G, and I actually have to go to A. So I'm going to circle back around. Here's G, A is the next note. So that's what goes there, but an octave higher. E, I'm going to skip F sharp. I'm going to go to G. Now, sidebar, why did the sharp disappear from this note? It's still an F sharp. And remember the rule on sharps carrying over. So this note has a sharp on it now, which means all Fs in this bar are sharped. So this one doesn't need a sharp symbol anymore. We just know that it's sharp because there's one earlier in the measure. So this sharp applies to all Fs. So just remember that.